Hello, I am Nancy Friedman, founder and chairman of Telephone Doctor Customer Service Training International, a St. Louis company. And in all transparency, I'll start ahead of time. I was fortunate enough to be a speaker at Minuteman Press International several years ago, and I met such wonderful people. So when they asked me to be part of the Resource Center to help and insert and share tips, ideas, skills, and techniques for Bounce Back USA, I was so excited. The idea that they have come up with is phenomenal. So I'm going to keep this real simple to start, because most of you are very, well, the small and large businesses that I know, Minuteman and all the others, you're talented people, you own businesses, and you have what it takes. But every once in a while, because we have so much information in our head, it's in the back, and what I'm able to do is push it forefront, refreshers, or maybe there's a new tip or two. So what I'm going to do is give you 4 or 5 little tips. And by the way, if you've got high school and college kids that are going to miss their graduation, bring them in now, will you? Bring them in now, because the curriculum that is offered at Telephone Doctor, and I'm going to go over exactly what we are, is not into any of the educational grades. I couldn't think of the word. This is me, Nancy, speaking, so every once in a while there's going to be a little blooper. It's okay. All right, let's talk about the first tip, technique, idea, skill, and technique that is needed to just be successful today, to move on through what we're going, and that's just what we're doing. We're going through something. We will come out and come out very good, is an attitude, a great attitude. Now, what some of us don't know is that there's a difference between a great attitude and a mood, or just, let's say, attitude and a mood. People say, well, what's the difference, Nancy? Well, attitude is permanent. That's right, attitudes are permanent, and moods are temporary. Now, I happen to have been blessed with a great attitude. I get up with a smile, I'm happy when I get up, very little gets me down, I'm able to turn a negative into a positive easy, but that's my DNA, and I've got many, many friends that are the same way. I'm not alone in that. But it was a choice I made years ago. Actually, my father helped me make it. You have a good attitude. And I do. So people say to me all the time, what's the matter, Nancy? Don't you ever get in a bad mood? Well, of course I do. Who out there has never been in a bad mood? We get in bad moods. But the benefit of having a great attitude is we get out of the bad moods quicker. And we just don't like to stick around. We don't want to smell it. We don't want to step in it. We don't want to be. My husband and I decided years ago to just remove what negativity we could. We removed negative words. We don't say them to each other. We don't say them to our kids, to our coworkers. We just removed as much negativity as we could. Some of the friends we had, too hot, too cold, too fat, too thin, too short, too tall, we removed them all. We don't have a lot of friends. No, we do. But we took out really bad ones. We just didn't need that. So attitude versus mood. Make sure you keep your attitude up in all times, but especially now. And I need to tell you, I've got a program called the 7 Traits of Being Successful, and I was asked to be the commencement speaker at my granddaughter's high school graduation next May. Well, do I need to tell you, just yesterday they said, nope, not gonna happen. So bottom line, I hope they'll do a Zoom with me. I'm not sure, but maybe they will. They do need a little bit of closure. But one of the traits is attitude. One of the traits of being successful is attitude. Resiliency, the ability to bounce back when negativity steps in. And that's what most Americans can do. Okay, we've been hit. We're not down. We are down, we're limping. Some of us got hit harder, and my sympathies and empathy and love goes out to you all. But the bottom line is we've got to keep our attitude up. Point number 2, I get a lot of emails in the last few weeks. I've gotten a lot of emails in the last few weeks. Nancy, what are we going to do about our remote workers? We sent everybody home and they're working from home. I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, how are we going to keep the skills and techniques that we've learned from Telephone Doctor at home? So my question to each and every one of them was, were they good at the office? Oh, Nancy, they were wonderful. They're happy, smiling, fun people. Well, how can you be different from there to the bedroom or the kitchen or the dining room, wherever you happen to put your office? So don't change what you were. If you were a great customer service rep, if you were a great salesperson, if you were a great manager, owner, whatever, be the same. All we've got to do now is be a little better. Be kinder if you were kind. Be smarter if you were smart. Be softer if you were soft. Be happier if you were happy. So you got to be a little bit more. Remote workers, you can do it. It doesn't matter what room you're in. What would happen if your office had moved from 4th and Main to 3rd and 4th Street? or whatever it is. You moved your office. All you did was move an office. You didn't move the mentality. You didn't move your heart. Keep that in mind. My third point is very near and dear to me. For those of you who might still have an opportunity to send something out, packages, notes, we happen to still send, people are still ordering our books. And I've got 9 of them. Well, I'll tell you about Telephone Doctor a little bit later. And so we send these out. Sometimes we send a packet of information. And there's thousands of companies that are still sending things by mail. So what I'm going to tell you now is be a little different. Always include a note of some sort. I'm going to step in a little closer. Or Dick, can you make this, can you put that bigger? I have my videographer is my husband now. Nobody knows that, so don't tell anything. Can you get a little bit bigger on that and just see? That's the Telephone Doctor, serviceskills.com building. That's all right, honey. Don't move the camera. Just do with your fingers. You know how to do that? Okay. All right, well, operator error, it's okay. He's a wonderful person. He just had rotary cuff surgery, so I'm not going in with that. Bottom line, we include a little note. And even if it's just a little Post-it note with a funny face that says, hope you're doing well, good to thank you for your order. Never send something in that just opens up a bag and the thing is there. You should always have a personal note if you're a company. Thank you for your order. Trust you're doing well. Hope to talk with you soon. I mean, I can think of 10 things to say. A little handwritten note goes a long way. Now, I want you to all look at my shirt. Yeah. I bought this months before COVID-19. Months, about 6-8 months before all this happened. And now I'm looking all over the internet and all I hear is, it's time to be nice to people. It's time to say please. It's time to open doors. It's time to be kind. Why does the you-know-what have to hit the fan to be kind? That boggles my mind. We were kind before. All we got to do is be a little kinder now. I don't understand that mentality. Now's the time to be kind to each other because we are going through some tough times. Now's the time to be kind is forever. Don't be a stop and start person on being kind. And then the last one is number 5, if you've been counting. It's in every Telephone Doctor program I've ever delivered. Somewhere, some at the start, some in the middle, some at the end, is this. It's a smile. That's it. I cannot explain to you, if you don't understand it, what that means to people. Yes, you can hear it in your voice, on the telephone. Yes, you can hear it on an email with an emoji, kind words, and certainly on the telephone, Skype, Zoom. If you've ever seen a picture of yourself where you weren't smiling, I'll guarantee you asked to have it retaken. I'll guarantee, because we just don't look good when we're not smiling. So that's why you've seen this silly grin all through this. So we've got 5 points that I wanted to share with you. We've got attitude versus mood. We've got remote workers. They shouldn't change a thing. If they were great then, they can be great now. Handwritten notes. Yes, add a note to anything you send out. Be kind all the time. And yeah, smile. It's important, all right? I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach. Let me tell you about Telephone Doctor. We have 3 divisions, and our biggest one is Service Skills, and that's serviceskills.com. It's a 14-series platform of some of the finest, most effective techniques you'll ever. It starts with Telephone Doctor customer service training videos, and it goes into management, mentoring, internal, external, team building, 14 series. It's 150 modules. Bottom line, it's a year's investment at an extremely affordable cost. And if you are a small business, you can afford this. And if you've got remote workers, now's the best time ever to train those people. I'm not going to make this a big commercial. I'm just saying we have information to help everybody get better. Serviceskills.com. We also do webinars. Nancy does them anyway. And then I do on-site when they're available programs to conferences. And as I said earlier, I believe I said in all transparency, I was a Minuteman Press International speaker several years ago. Michael Jutt, thank you. Nick Titus, thank you. Chris, whose name I can't pronounce the last name. Oh, I hate when that happens, but he knows I love him. It's just a wonderful organization. Bounce Back USA, you bet we will. Thank you for watching. I'm Nancy Friedman, the Telephone Doctor. Make it a great day.